How did classical music influence 80s synth-pop songs? Imagine a world where the sounds of grand orchestras and intricate compositions blend seamlessly with the futuristic beats of the 1980s. That's exactly what happened with synth-pop's rise to dominance in the music scene. Classical music played a big role in shaping the melodies, harmonies, and structures of many synth-pop songs. Artists took inspiration from classical composers like Bach, Mozart, and Tchaikovsky, who created complex melodies and layered textures that still sound fresh today. These composers used formal techniques like counterpoint and harmony, which synth-pop musicians adapted into electronic arrangements. In the 1980s, synth-pop became a hybrid of traditional pop song structures and new electronic instruments like synthesizers and drum machines. The influence of classical music was clear in the way synth-pop artists crafted their melodies. They used motifs and themes similar to classical pieces, creating a bridge between the old and the new. For example, the popular Hooked on Classics series took orchestral works by classical masters and mixed them with modern beats, making classical music accessible to a wider audience. This crossover showed how much the culture of the time appreciated blending the past with the future. Avant-garde classical composers like Karlheinz Stockhausen, John Cage, and Steve Reich pushed the boundaries of sound and rhythm. Their experimental approaches inspired synth-pop pioneers to explore new sonic textures and production techniques. Early electronic instruments like the Moog synthesizer and Mellotron, which had roots in classical and experimental music, became central tools for creating lush, layered sounds. These instruments allowed artists to emulate orchestral sounds and add depth to their tracks. The influence extended from progressive rock bands like King Crimson and Pink Floyd, who used synthesizers and complex arrangements in their music. These bands showed that electronic sounds could be both catchy and sophisticated, paving the way for synth-pop's unique style. From a nostalgia perspective, this classical influence added a sense of artistry and depth to the genre. It made synth-pop stand out from simpler pop styles by offering a richer, more polished musical experience. In practical terms, synth-pop artists often used classical-inspired chord progressions, counterpoint, and orchestral-like layering. These techniques gave their songs a dramatic, elegant feel, often enhanced by synthesizers that mimicked strings, brass, and other orchestral instruments. This fusion of classical elements with electronic sounds became a defining feature of the 1980s music scene, helping synth-pop to become a genre that was both innovative and rooted in musical tradition.